Welcome back to my channel, The Coins World. Today, we are diving deep into the history and fascinating details of the Philippine 25 Sentimo coin from 2015. At first glance, this coin might look like an ordinary piece of everyday change, but hidden within its design and background is a long and captivating story that reflects the Philippines' culture, heritage, and economic journey. So get ready, because what you are about to learn might completely change the way you look at a simple 25 Sentimo. The 2015 Philippine 25 Sentimo belongs to the new generation currency NGC series of coins that were introduced by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas BSP2, modernized the nation's coinage system. This series was officially released in 2011, but the 25 Sentimo coins dated 2015 stand out as part of the continuous minting that ensured wide circulation. The main reason behind the launch of the new generation currency series was to update the country's coinage, improve durability, and integrate more secure designs against counterfeiting. The BSP wanted to reflect national symbols and heritage while also giving Filipinos coins that were practical for daily use. The 25 Sentimo 2015 coin is made of brass-bladed steel, giving it a golden appearance. This shift in composition made the coin lighter, more affordable to produce, and resistant to corrosion. It is small in size, fitting perfectly with its role as a minor denomination in the Philippine economy. On the obverse side of the coin, you will find the image of a Philippine national hero, Andres Bonifacio. Known as the father of the Philippine Revolution, Bonifacio symbolizes bravery and the Filipino spirit of independence. Including him on the coin was a powerful reminder of the nation's struggle for freedom. The obverse also includes inscriptions such as Republica ng Pilipinas and the year of minting, 2015. These elements root the coin in its national identity, while making sure it is easily recognizable in circulation. On the reverse side, the coin showcases the logo of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. The logo, redesigned in 2010, features an eagle in flight, symbolizing strength and vision, as well as a sun and 3 stars, representing unity, freedom, and democracy. The reverse design emphasizes that every coin is a product of the BSP, tying it to the authority responsible for maintaining the nation's financial stability. It is not just a piece of metal, it is a reflection of the country's economic structure. By 2015, the Philippine economy was experiencing growth, and coins like the 25 Sentimo played an important role in everyday transactions. Although considered a small denomination, it was still essential for public transportation fares, small goods in local markets, and everyday trade. What makes the 25 Sentimo coin historically significant is its representation of a transition. By 2015, coins from the previous BSP coin series were still in circulation, but the new generation currency. This overlap meant that Filipinos were holding both old and new coins at the same time. The 2015 Sentimo became a bridge between the old coinage and the more modern, streamlined designs of today. Collectors often find the 2015 issue interesting because it reflects the midpoint of the new generation currency series' early years. While it is not considered rare, it is a key part of understanding the complete series. Andres Bonifacio's portrait on the coin makes it even more meaningful. His leadership of the Katipunan and his vision for a free Philippines give this small coin a weight of national pride. The coin measures 20 millimeters in diameter and is lightweight, making it easy to use in circulation. But despite its small size, the cultural symbolism it carries is immense. One fascinating aspect about the 2015 Sentimo is its role in teaching history. Younger Filipinos who may not learn about Bonifacio in detail are still reminded of him every time they see this coin. Economically, coins like the 25 Sentimo help reduce dependence on paper bills for smaller transactions. Coins last much longer than paper money, which saves the government money in the long run. The brass-bladed steel used for this coin gave it a shiny golden look when freshly minted. Over time, these coins may darken, but that natural aging process also tells a story of years of circulation. Many Filipinos remember using this coin for jeepney rides, sari-sari store purchases, and even school canteen snacks. That makes it not just currency, but also a piece of everyday life and memory. The design of the coin also highlights the importance of national heroes in shaping identity. By placing Bonifacio on the 25 Sentimo, the BSP reminded citizens that even small denominations can honor great sacrifices. The BSP logo on the reverse reinforces the trust placed in the central bank. Every coin serves as a guarantee of authenticity and economic stability. For collectors, the 2015-25 Sentimo is affordable, but in pristine condition or uncirculated state, it can be a valuable addition to a complete NGC collection. Online, marketplaces such as eBay often list these coins in sets or as part of bulk coin sales, while individually they may not fetch high prices. Their historical and educational value keeps them relevant. In the future, coins like the 2015 issue may become more collectible, especially once they are eventually replaced by new designs in coming years. The presence of Andres Bonifacio adds long-term desirability to the coin, as coins featuring national heroes often hold enduring appeal. Even though it is common today, the coin tells a story of modernization, patriotism, and cultural pride in the Philippines. The year 2015 marked a time when the Philippines was strengthening both its economy and its cultural representation. And this coin mirrors that development. When viewed in a collection, the 2015-5 Sentimo stands out as part of a broader narrative of how Philippine world. Today we will dive deep into the fascinating story of the Philippine 5 Piso coin issued in 2014. At first glance, this coin might look like just another piece of everyday currency, but behind its design and circulation lies an incredible history tied to the nation's culture, economy, and heritage. The 5 Piso denomination has always been one of the more eye-catching coins in Philippine currency because of its larger size and the important figures featured on it. The 2014 issue continues this tradition, capturing the attention of both everyday users and coin collectors worldwide. To understand the 2014 coin, we must trace back the history of the Philippine currency system. The modern piso was introduced after the country moved away from the old peso, fuerte, and later Spanish-influenced monetary systems, evolving into the currency we recognize today. The Banco Central ng Pilipinas (BSP), established in 1993, played a crucial role in redesigning and securing the nation's coins. By 2014, the BSP had already been modernizing coins to make them more secure, durable, and symbolic of the country's history. The 5 Piso 2014 coin belongs to the new generation currency coin series, a line of coins designed to feature notable Filipino heroes while also reflecting national pride. This series aimed not just to circulate money, but to educate citizens about the nation's heritage. On the obverse of the 2014 coin, we see the image of Emilio Aguinaldo, the first president of the Philippines and one of the most iconic figures in the country's fight for independence. His placement on the 5 Piso coin elevates the denomination's prestige, connecting the coin directly with the spirit of freedom. Emilio Aguinaldo's presence on the coin is not just symbolic but a reminder of the sacrifices made during the Philippine Revolution against Spanish colonial rule. This makes the 5 Piso 2014 more than just currency. It becomes a piece of historical storytelling in metal form. The reverse of the coin showcases the logo of the Banco Central ng Pilipinas, reinforcing the identity of the issuing authority. Alongside it, inscriptions highlight the year of minting, 2014, making it instantly recognizable for collectors and historians alike. Composition matters as much as design. The 5 Piso 2014 coin is nickel-plated steel, giving it both a silvery appearance and strong durability. This material was chosen to withstand years of circulation while also lowering production costs compared to precious metals. Its size and weight also set it apart. Larger than most other coins in circulation, the 5 Piso naturally stands out in a pocket or wallet. This makes it not only practical for everyday transactions but also memorable for collectors. In 2014, the Philippine economy was stable and growing, and coins like the 5 Piso circulated widely in markets, jeepney fairs, and sari-sari stores. Coin of 1997. This coin is not just a piece of metal used for transactions. It carries with it a legacy of national identity, cultural pride, and an important chapter in the story of the Philippines' economic development. Stick with me because the journey of this coin will leave you amazed. The 5 Piso coin of 1997 belongs to the new design series, introduced by the Banco Central ng Pilipinas in 1983. This series was part of a modernization effort to standardize Philippine coinage and reflect the nation's heroes, values, and traditions. By 1997, the 5 Piso had already become an essential coin in daily commerce, but this particular year's mintage came during a time of significant change in both the economy and society. The obverse of the 1997 5 Piso coin features Emilio Aguinaldo, the first president of the Philippines. known for leading the revolution against Spanish colonization and for proclaiming Philippine independence in 1898. By placing Aguinaldo on the coin, the country immortalized his contributions and reminded every Filipino who held it of the sacrifices made for freedom. The portrait of Aguinaldo on the coin was not just symbolic, it was also a powerful tool of education. Many young Filipinos who may not have learned much about him in school still encountered his face in their pockets. It was like carrying a small reminder of independence with every purchase, reinforcing the idea that national heroes live on through everyday life. The reverse of the coin bears the seal of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, which had been newly re-established in 1993. After its predecessor, the Central Bank of the Philippines, was dissolved. The seal's inclusion marked the fresh beginning of a more independent and modernized banking institution that would guide the nation's monetary policies. The 1997 issue came at a time when the Philippine economy was facing both opportunities and challenges. The Asian financial crisis erupted that same year, shaking currencies and economies across the region. For the Philippines, this period highlighted the importance of strong monetary management and stable coinage. The 5 Piso, being one of the higher denominations in circulation at that time, was a vital coin for commerce, bridging the gap between smaller change and higher bills. Beyond its economic role, the coin also carried immense cultural significance. Filipinos had a long tradition of embedding history and identity into their money. The 5 Piso of 1997 continued that tradition, representing not only Aguinaldo's legacy, but also the resilience of the Filipino people during turbulent times. Collectors today often see the 1997 5 Piso coin as a key piece in the new design series. While millions were minted, its historical context makes it a sought-after coin, especially for those who specialize in Philippine numismatics. Fascinating stories behind coins that many people overlook. Today, we are diving into the 1988 Philippine 10 Sentimo coin, a piece that might seem small in value but carries a rich history, deep symbolism, and connections to the country's evolving culture and economy. The 10 Sentimo coin is part of the Filipino currency system, where the peso is divided into 100 centavos or centimo. Even though the value of 10 centimo may not seem significant today, these coins have played a crucial role in everyday transactions, especially during a time when prices were much lower than they are now. The 1988 issue of the 10 Sentimo came at an interesting period in Philippine history. Just 2 years earlier, in 1986, the country had experienced the historic People Power Revolution, which brought down the regime of Ferdinand Marcos and restored democracy under President Corazon Aquino. The coin was minted during Aquino's presidency, a time when the country was reshaping its national identity. At the front of the 1988 10 Sentimo coin, you will find the portrait of Francisco Baltasar, also known as Francisco Balagtas, one of the greatest Filipino literary figures. He is celebrated as the Prince of Tagalog poets and the author of the epic Flora and Fauna, a masterpiece that reflects Filipino values, struggles, and aspirations. His presence on the coin connects literature and history with everyday life. The reverse side of the coin features the official seal of the Central Bank of the Philippines, known as Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. This emphasizes the authority of the institution responsible for monetary stability, reminding Filipinos of the importance of trust and control in the nation's financial system. The coin was made of copper nickel, giving it durability and a silvery appearance. Measuring 17 millimeters in diameter, it was small, lightweight, and practical for daily use. It may have been used to pay for jeepney fares, candies in sari-sari stores, or small household items, making it a part of everyday Filipino life in the late 1980s. Looking deeper into history, the 10 Sentimo coin represents the evolution of Philippine currency after independence. Earlier coins carried heavy Spanish and American influences, but by the time of the 1988 coin, the Philippines was proudly featuring its own national heroes, writers, and leaders. This was a powerful shift in asserting national identity. The presence of Balagtas on the coin also highlights the importance of language and culture at a time when globalization was influencing the country. Placing a Filipino writer on currency was a reminder of heritage, creativity, and resilience. The late 1980s were also a period of economic adjustment for the Philippines. After years of political turmoil, the Aquino government was working hard to stabilize the peso, control inflation, and encourage foreign investments. Small coins world. Today we are diving into the fascinating history of one of the smallest, yet historically rich coins in Philippine currency, the 10 Sentimo coin from 1970. Don't underestimate its size, because behind this little coin lies a story of heritage, culture, politics, and national identity. The 1970s marked a significant decade for the Philippines. Under President Ferdinand Marcos, the country was undergoing massive political and economic changes. Coins minted during this era reflect not just monetary value but also the national narrative that was being carefully shaped. The 10 Sentimo 1970 is a perfect example of this. The coin itself belongs to the Filipino series, which was introduced in 1967. This series replaced the English series that had been circulating since the 1950s. The switch from English inscriptions to the Filipino language symbolized a growing sense of national pride and independence. On the obverse of the 1970 10 Sentimo, we see the figure of Apolinario Mabini, one of the most revered heroes of the Philippines, known as the brains of the revolution. Mabini's inclusion on the coin highlighted his role in shaping the country's fight for independence. His image was chosen to inspire patriotism and remind Filipinos of their revolutionary roots. The reverse of the coin featured the official seal of the Republic of the Philippines. This seal embodied sovereignty, unity, and governance, important themes in the years leading up to the declaration of martial law in 1972. The coin, therefore, was not just money, but also a subtle message of national identity. The material of the 10 Sentimo 1970 coin was brass, giving it a golden color that set it apart from other small denominations. It was small, lightweight, and practical for daily use, especially during a time when public transportation, street vendors, and small-scale trade flourished. Its diameter was around 17 millimeters, making it one of the smallest coins in circulation at the time. Many Filipinos remember carrying several of these coins in their pockets to buy candies, newspapers, or even a ride in a jeepney. But beyond its everyday utility, the coin had symbolic significance. By honoring Mabini, the government reinforced the idea that heroes of the past should guide the decisions of the present and the future. Collectors today value the 10 Sentimo 1970, not just for its monetary worth but for the historical context it represents. It tells the story of a nation, asserting its cultural identity through language and design. The 1970s also saw economic challenges, with inflation and rising costs. Coins like the 10 Sentimo gradually lost much of their purchasing power, yet they remained an essential part of the economy, because small change kept the circulation system alive. Over the years, these coins were used so frequently that many are now found in heavily worn conditions. Finding a 1970 10 Sentimo in uncirculated or mint. Welcome back to my channel, The Coins World. Today, we take a deep dive into the Philippine 25 Sentimo coin from 1971, a small yet powerful artifact that tells the story of a nation in transition. Many people may see it as just a simple piece of change, but this coin carries layers of history, artistry, and national identity that make it a fascinating part of Philippine numismatics. The 25 Sentimo 1971 coin belongs to the Filipino series, which was introduced in 1967. This was the first full series of coins to bear Filipino inscriptions rather than English, marking a strong declaration of cultural independence and identity. By the time the 25 Sentimo of 1971 entered circulation, it had already become a symbol of pride for the country. On its obverse side, the coin proudly displays the portrait of Juan Luna, one of the greatest Filipino painters, intellectuals, and revolutionaries. His face on the coin is not just a reminder of his artistic achievements but also his dedication to the cause of nationalism. Luna's spoliarium, which won a gold medal in Madrid, became a metaphor for the Filipino struggle under colonial rule. The reverse side of the 25 Sentimo 1971 bears the official seal of the Republic of the Philippines. It includes the sun, stars, eagle, and lion, representing both local identity and historical influences from Spain and the United States. This design balanced heritage with sovereignty, reminding citizens of the Philippines' resilience as a free republic. Struck in nickel brass, the coin's composition was meant to give durability, allowing it to withstand decades of circulation. Its golden tone stood out among smaller denominations, giving it a distinct visual presence in the hands of everyday Filipinos. When the 25 Sentimo 1971 was released, it carried a reasonable purchasing power. During that period, It could buy small snacks, candies, or part of public transportation fares, though it seems minor today. At the time it was a vital coin in daily transactions. The early 1970s in the Philippines were marked by political and economic shifts. President Ferdinand Marcos had already declared his vision for a new society, and by 1972, martial law would reshape the country. The 1971 25 Sentimo, therefore, represents the calm before a storm, a coin minted at the edge of a critical turning point in history. For older Filipinos, it brings nostalgia of a time when a few Sentimo coins could still purchase meaningful goods. For younger generations, it offers a glimpse into the economic realities of the past. In classrooms today, this coin is often used as a historical teaching tool, reminding students of how money reflects national stories. Its presence bridges generations and fosters an appreciation of heritage. The coin's artistry also deserves admiration. Luna's portrait is not merely functional, it is expressive, dignified, and timeless. This makes the 25 Sentimo 1971 as much a miniature artwork as it is currency. Welcome back to my channel, The Coins World. Today we dive into the long and fascinating journey of the Philippine 25 Sentimo coin of 1987, a small denomination that carries within it layers of history, culture, and national identity. This coin may look simple, but its story is anything but ordinary. By the time you finish this video, you'll see how 25 Sentimo coin minted in 1987 reflects not only the economy of its time but also the broader political and social landscape of the Philippines. The 25 Sentimo 1987 coin was introduced shortly after one of the most transformative events in Philippine history, the People Power Revolution of 1986, with the fall of Ferdinand Marcos and the rise of Corazon Aquino as the country's first female president. The Philippines entered a new chapter of democracy. This coin, minted under the new government, carried with it the spirit of transition and renewal. On its obverse side, the coin features the portrait of Juan Luna, one of the greatest Filipino painters and patriots. Luna's works, especially his masterpiece, Spoliarium, embodied themes of struggle, sacrifice, and hope for freedom. Having his face engraved on the coin was a powerful choice, connecting everyday currency with the cultural pride and revolutionary fervor of the Filipino people. The reverse of the 1987 25 Sentimo coin bore the seal of the Central Bank of the Philippines, an institution that was tasked with rebuilding economic stability. After years of turbulence under martial law, coins such as these were not only used for small purchases but also symbolized the government's attempts to create a sense of normalcy in a recovering nation. Made from copper nickel, the coin was durable enough for circulation across decades. In 1987, 25 Sentimo was a meaningful denomination. Jeepney fares, candies, and small market items often involved this coin, making it an everyday necessity for millions of Filipinos. The introduction of this coin also reflected a broader effort to redefine national identity. Gone were the Engi Baganglipunan inscriptions that had dominated coins under Marcos. Instead, the new coinage placed emphasis on heroes and symbols of pride that transcended political regimes. The coin's design carried a clean, straightforward aesthetic. Luna's portrait was sharp and dignified, surrounded by inscriptions that highlighted his name and the coin's value. On the reverse, the central bank's seal reinforced trust in the government's ability to stabilize the peso. The year 1987 was crucial for the Philippines. It was the time of rebuilding democratic institutions, writing a new constitution, and setting the direction for the country's future. Thus, every coin minted during this period represented not just monetary exchange but also the people's renewed hope for democracy. From a collector's standpoint, the 1987 25 Sentimo coin has become a popular item. While not extremely rare due to its mass production, uncirculated versions or coins preserved, the 1 Piso coin of 2012 may seem like just a simple modern currency, but in reality, it's the product of centuries of Philippine history, colonization, independence, and evolving monetary systems. This coin belongs to the new generation currency NGC series, introduced by the Banco Central ng Pilipinas BSP in December 2011. The goal of this series was to modernize the Philippine currency while embedding elements of national pride, culture, and history. On its obverse side, the coin proudly features the portrait of Jose Rizal, the Philippine national hero. His face reminds Filipinos of his great contributions to freedom, intellect, and nationalism during Spanish colonization. Rizal was not a military leader but a man of words, whose novels and essays awakened Filipino consciousness. His inclusion on the coin represents the importance of knowledge and sacrifice in shaping the nation. The reverse side of the 2012 1 Piso coin features the wailing orchid Vanda sanderiana, often called the Queen of Philippine flowers. This plant symbolizes the Philippines' natural beauty and biodiversity. The coin also carries the logo of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, the guardian of the country's monetary stability. This emphasizes the coin's role not just as currency, but as a tool of economic identity. Made of nickel-plated steel, the coin is durable, lightweight, and practical for circulation. Its silvery sheen represents modernity, a contrast to earlier coins made of bronze or copper. The 2012 issue was part of the transition into a more secure and standardized design. It replaced the older 1995 BSP series coins, which had been circulating for over a decade. One of the main reasons for introducing the NGC series was counterfeit prevention. The new designs had sharper details and a new metallic composition, making them harder to fake. The 1 Piso coin also reflects a deep national theme combining heroes and nature. Rizal embodies the nation's struggle for independence, while the wailing orchid symbolizes life, growth, and pride. Surface may not look luxurious, but it carries more history than its simple appearance suggests. It's both ordinary and extraordinary.